It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, welcome back and happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to Heather. I don't know where the hell I got my black eye. Gay. Kind of. Well, guys, Heather Gay is out here getting exposed right now, and it's very wild to see. It's her sister, then there's Whitney, then there's the Jen Shaw of it all, and I'm just left with questions. So we're going to break into this. Her sister's now speaking out. People are just like slamming her left and right, exposing the hell out of her. And I would just want to know what her side is. But before we jump into that, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And well, I say let's jump right into, well, the Heather Gay of it all, because Heather Gay's sister is accusing her of using her for a storyline. She's claiming that she hasn't spoken to her since her filming, this scene together. And well, she's saying that Whitney finally saw the real Heather. At one point, Whitney and Heather were best friends and perhaps had the strongest alliance on the show. Thank you, Reality Blurb. The friendship crumbled this season. However, as Whitney demanded Heather admit to a private conversation about Lisa Barlow off camera, we know that Heather Gay did not. Now, after the falling out, Whitney wanted to renew their friendship, but Heather seemed uninterested. Now, Heather's sister's name is Nancy. Nancy was briefly introduced in a past season, and they made up after 2 decades of little to no contact. This was after Nancy departed from the Mormon church, and at the time of her exit, Heather was angry at her sister for leaving the faith, and she claimed the situation triggered a fracture in the family. Okay. Now, this is interesting to me, okay? Because I'm wondering, how do you not talk to your sister for this long and then all of a sudden ask her to come film something with you? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Whitney, stop waiting for Heather. Until she has a use for you, she has no use for you. That's what Nancy wrote. She went on to say, believe me, I know I waited 20 plus years for her only to be used as a storyline in Vail. She hasn't spoken to me since the day that we filmed. Now, regarding the scene together, Nancy explained to Whitney, I consider it to be the last conversation we will ever have. It was nice to meet you in Vail. Sorry that you finally saw the real Heather. Obviously, many fans are shocked by Nancy's claims and find it hard to believe that Heather ghosted her sister after using her for a storyline. But other viewers, however, think this might have been the season that really kind of showed Heather's true colors. Like Heather, so the interesting part to me is when I first, started meeting up with the Salt Lake City women, I did a few interviews. I've met all of them at this point. I always thought, based off of the editing of the show, Heather Gay was going to be the nicest, the coolest one. Now, I was shocked after I heard that is not the popular opinion amongst the production company, amongst the cast, because from what I heard, she's actually one of the most difficult to deal with, and she can be pretty nasty sometimes. But then again, who can't? You're filming a reality show, right? But this is all hearsay, right? But then is it because these are the people who work with her? The people who work with her that I spoke with said that she's not very pleasant to work with, that she's not very nice, and that she will do anything in order to maintain the celebrity of it now that she's been introduced to the show and she sees the benefits that come with being a housewife. But is she the first one to be like this? No, guys. Many housewives are like that. Now, is she the first one to use a family member for filming? No, many do that as well. But if I were Nancy, would I be pissed off? Would I be mad as hell that you called me over to come film with your ass to talk about leaving the Mormon church and then you ghosted me? Yeah, I would probably be a little bit upset about that. Now, hold on. She keeps going. Heather Gay with the black eye that no longer is a black eye, was talking about Jen Shaw. Now, we remember that Heather and Meredith ended up going to New York City right when Jen was about to go to trial, and they were there being there for her. And these are photos of them in New York City. And okay, great. They had a slumber party that night. And when they did, you can see that they're all sitting there. It looks like, okay, what's going to happen? We don't know. And of course, the next day, Jen Shaw changed her plea from not guilty to guilty. Since then, Page Six caught up with Heather Gay, and Heather Gay is giving a totally, she's admitting, she's not giving a totally different story, but she's admitting that her friendship with Jen has changed after the plea. She said, I was labeled ride or die because I had a friend that was looking at me and telling me she was innocent. Now my focus is on the victims and her family and the collateral damage of this crime that she perpetuated and admitted to perpetuating. And I just hope that everyone can be made whole. Now, I'm just wondering, like, because we haven't heard anything from Jen, if Jen is going to respond to any of this or if she's just not. It was revealed that Jen Shah and her husband asked some of their friends to help them pay off some of the growing legal fees, which we haven't heard anything from Jen, but this was mentioned at the reunion. And she said, I did not give them money, but I know people on this couch did. And that was when Angie Harrington was revealed, well, for giving them money, allegedly. Despite being overwhelmed with grief about the situation, Heather Gay isn't ready to let go of the friendship entirely. She said, she committed fraud and she's going to prison and she's making $15 million restitution. And I think me being mean to her or mad at her is just a virtue signal to the world and doesn't do anybody any good. And I'm this far down the road with her, so I'm not going to just drop her now. Okay. All right. Well, on top of that, everyone keeps asking me, have you spoken with Jen? I have not spoken with Jen Shah. We know that Jen Shah is going in on February 17th. And when she does, I don't know what this looks like. We were hearing about the one-on-one interview with Andy Cohen. Obviously, that did not happen. She made it very clear with a statement that she put out, and I don't foresee that happening. I am curious, though, if she will make any statement before she goes or if she's just going to go in. And once she goes in, is there anything that's going to come out from Heather Gay or the women going to say anything? Is there anything left to be said? I don't know. We know that season 4 is about to start filming soon. We heard that there was going to be some dynamic newbie, but then all of a sudden she got blasted out for talking about BLM. And then we heard that maybe Mary Cosby might be coming back as a friend of the show. And then I talked to one of the cast members and they said there's no way that Mary Cosby is going to sign on to be a friend of the show. What must have happened was they asked her to come back to be full-time. She's like, I'm not playing with you guys. I don't want to come back full-time. And then they said, okay, will you at least, will you film a scene with Meredith and just come in and like maybe have lunch with her and we could do a checkup on you. And then now that we've done this, it's like creating press going into the new season, creating buzz after a really awful lackluster season 3. Do you guys keep up with me? I want to hear what your thoughts are, especially about Nancy coming forward and the Heather Gay black eye of it all. So go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you think. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, get subscribed, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time. I love you guys so much. And, well, happy